People joke all the time about how expensive gardening can be, but it doesn't have to be. I just found some incredible things at the dollar store, some things I couldn't even believe were there. So I want to take you along and show you these amazing finds that will only cost you a few dollars. Number 12 is my absolute favorite. And the last one, I was so tickled. I couldn't even believe that I found it at the dollar store. First up is seeds. There are all kinds of seeds you can find at the dollar store. These are some of my absolute favorite. Zinnias for color. Alyssum is a great companion planting. It brings in all kinds of beneficial insects. I mean, there were so many, I couldn't even buy them all. There's also really great finds in terms of edible crops. So we've got squash still. I mean, they've got herbs, basil. These are some of the most expensive kinds of produce that you can buy in the grocery store, but you can buy them for literally pennies that you can just keep reseeding and reseeding at the dollar store. It's great. Stick around to the end and we'll see how well these germinate. Along the same lines as seeds are bulbs. So if you want to get some nice spring color, you can plant these up, and come summer, you will have all kinds of color blooming in your yard. And speaking of seeds, they have also got some really great tools for seed starting. If you are looking to level up your seed starting game, if you are looking to do it on the cheap, they've got these great little greenhouses that have the humidity cover, which is really important for good germination at the very beginning. So later I'll be germinating those seeds in my new seed tray using my new grow light bulb. I have a great indoor growing setup that I showed you in my last video, but if you are looking to do it for much cheaper, we'll see how this grow light works. The next category of things that I want to show you is tools. I couldn't believe that I found these tools at the dollar store. So they have these needle point pruners. These are great for just getting herbs and things like that, things that need that really fine tune. So I like to have these on hand. Pruning shears, a little bit more heavy duty. I'll test these out in a second to see how they feel in my hands. And a spade. I leave these all over the garden. It's a terrible habit. My kids steal them. So having a lot of these on hand is great. And this, I can already tell, it feels great in my hand. It's going to be very useful to have more of these on hand. Same thing with gloves. These feel, and I actually really appreciate have the, what's it called? Nitrile or something on the side of it. So when I use my beautiful, pretty, fancy, girly gardening gloves, the moisture just goes right through it. These are great because it keeps the moisture out. And when I'm working on a spring day and I'm shoveling mulch and things like that, this keeps my hands protected and warm. I really appreciate that. These little globe waterers are super cute. So the idea is if you have a pot or something like that, you can put water in here in one of your containers, and it might not be your style, but if you're going away for a few days, this could save your garden. You won't have to bug the neighbors to come check in on your plants. Unless you have a neighbor who's as plant crazy as me who would like to check on your plants, these can really save you. I love this, and this is kind of like a yoga mat for your knees, which is really great when planting things out. I've been wanting one for a while, but I didn't want to spring for it, but now I have it from the dollar store. It was great. So speaking of saving money, if you want to grow your own food, but you don't want to spend a lot of money doing it, that's exactly what we're doing here. Growing food, saving money, and healing at home. I'd really love for you to subscribe and be a part of the journey with me, one seed at a time. The next tool I have to show you, I couldn't even believe that I found this at the dollar store. So these are cloches. They used to make them out of glass. This one is made out of plastic, and it has a little vent in it, so you can trap heat at night and then let the heat out a little bit more during the day. So what these do, these serve as tiny little greenhouses that you can put over your plants. So last year I ended up making these it was a DIY. It cost me $1 for each one of them because I was struggling with the X-Acto knife and cutting open those gallon water jugs. They're about this big, and I cut those open. I used those. And you can see it in the video. I've got the X-Acto knife, and I'm surprised I didn't have a personal injury of some kind because it was really difficult. So I found these at the dollar store. They are perfect. And what's more is that whole DIY thing, I wasn't going to do it again, but they took up so much space. These are stackable. This is 15 of them right here, and it barely takes up more space than one. I can't wait to go back and see if they have some more, because these are amazing for when I plant out my tomatoes and my peppers. So I'm really excited to use these in my garden this year. Another tool that I love is this jute twine. This is great for making temporary trellises. This is great for, tying things up. It's a lot better than that plastic garden tape because it's biodegradable, so it's more sustainable. You're not creating any waste. So this is great to have in your garden bag. For $1, I mean, come on. I think these are great buys, but I would love to know what's the cheapest garden item that you actually use. If you could let us know in the comments, I think that would really help. For sure, it would help me save money gardening, and I think it would help all the viewers as well. As I mentioned, I do have kids, and I love being able to involve them in the garden and growing our food. I think it's really important for them to understand and appreciate where our food comes from, how much work goes into growing our food, and to be raised with the skills of being able to do that for themselves. It's not exactly something I grew up understanding how to do, and it's been a long learning curve to figure it out. So I really hope my kids have that knowledge, just an awareness from the get-go. So that being said, these gardening gloves, these are actually like pretty decent quality. They've got grippies on them. They have these at Home Depot for 5x what I got them for at the dollar store. So just saying, that's a great buy right there. This is super extra, but let me just tell you, the investment that kids have when they have their own tools, they can put their gloves in their pocket so that it's right where they can find it. These are my gloves. They don't need to have those. Because this was so cheap, I can get them their own spade to dig with. They can be taught really early. I know what you're thinking. They're going to dig up the whole garden. Yes, 2-year-olds will dig up the whole garden. They will do that regardless of whether I get them a spade or not. But they really get invested when they have their own sets of tools. So for just a couple dollars, I can have them already excited to grow with me. And that's a huge bonus to have them excited to help. These trellises, I could not believe I found these at the dollar store. So trellises can run you quite a bit of money. The DIY options are great, but they're not all that attractive. So it's nice to be able to have something cute and functional. Speaking of cute and functional, there are so many options for pots at the dollar store. Just take a look at these. This one was my favorite. It is so cute. Farm fresh flowers, locally grown. There's a little bee on it. This is adorable. This looks high quality, high class right here. This does not look like it cost you $1. These make amazing gifts. So this one, I will say, does not have a hole in the bottom. So if you want your plants to do well, you'll have to drill a little hole in the bottom. Or me being realistic, I'll have to have my husband drill me a hole in the bottom. But these make awesome gifts. You can fill them with herbs. You can fill them with flowers, give them away to your friends. It's a really nice way, for those of us who aren't very crafty, to be able to give something that's really personalized, that's homegrown, that you put your own work into. So pots, containers. It's also nice just to be able to have herbs growing in the kitchen. I know I have my kids run out for a handful of this. I go out for a handful of that. It's nice sometimes just to have something on the counter. These little pots are so, so cute. They are clay and they are unglazed. Unglazed clay pots. All of these do have the drainage hole in them, but these also make great oyas. An oya is an ancient irrigation device that we really don't have anything developed that's better than what the ancients used. So they would put their clay containers and they would bury them and they would water into the clay. So I put duct tape on mine because this is like a DIY version of the Oya. So just block up that hole. But what happens is as the soil dries out, the water seeps through the clay and waters your plants. So this is also a great way to keep those thirsty plants watered throughout the dry seasons. And if you're going away for a few days, you don't have to stress so much about your plants drying out. The next thing I have to share with you is this planter pot chain. So you can actually hang a planter Those are so fun. I love seeing all of those come out in spring. So that's a great price on that. And so speaking of beauty in the garden, we have lighting. We have options. So we have got different solar powered lights for the garden. This one, we have got these high class looking bronze options over here. And then this one, easy to put together. That's a bonus. I figured it out. I didn't have to look at any instructions. Together the hook, and it becomes a hanging lantern. And this one has the little fairy twinkle twirl in there. So I'm going to put these out and show you what they look like in the garden at night.
Not a bad facelift for $5, right?
So stumbling across finds like this at the dollar store is just one part of how I keep gardening cheap. But if you want to grow your own food and stick to your budget, I am sharing another video all about how I keep gardening cheap. And I would love for you to join me with that.
Okay, here we go. It has been just a few days. Here's the moment of truth. Did the seeds from the dollar store germinate? Yep, they sure did. We've got a bunch of little lettuces coming up here.